वांग में मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो में वाची प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदसम आणीस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। May my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both speech and mind be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study with Brahman. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. Good morning. Ovinji, can you please go upstairs and please check what is the number in that box? Probably online this microphone is not working. Because the number is not matching. On the railing, come. That no, not that box. The upper one. This one? Yeah. Just see what is the number. R3. R3. Just 1 minute. It is saying can anybody please watch our website? Can you please check our website, please?
There's some kind of sound coming through. Yeah.
Website? The voice is coming. I am talking about the voice. Voice is coming? Okay, thank you. Delay. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Sorry for the interruption. In Bengali, there is a proverb which is called Jantrer Jantrona. The gadgets has its own, problem. However, this morning I am going to speak on the spirituality in Bhagavatam. We know the Bhagavatam is called the fifth Veda. In Indian philosophy, Veda is the main scripture as Bible, Quran, etc. But difference is there. Quran is the verbal instruction of Muhammad. Bible is the compilation of the followers of Jesus Christ on Jesus Christ. So in each and every Buddha also, Tripitak, if you consider the Tripitak. So in each religion, they have their own scriptures. And behind that scripture, one person is connected. One personality is connected. But the speciality of Veda is this: no personality is connected with Veda. So Vedas are not the instructions. Vedas is not the life of any saint or sages. Vedas are the principles. Those principles are the spiritual principles. In more lucidly, we can call it the formulas. The formulas, those were discovered by the sage and munis and saints. So by spiritual insight, they discovered those formulas, those principles. So that is why in Sanskrit, Veda is called Apaurushaya. Purusha means some person. So no person is connected with Vedas. So that's why it is called Apaurushaya. A is the negative sense. It is in English, sometimes we call D, sometimes we call in. So the prefix. So like that, A is the prefix. Is called Apaurushaya, means no person is connected with that. There are 4 Vedas. Bhagavatam is considered at the 5th Vedas. So Bhagavatam, out and out, it is the book of devotion. And obviously Vyasa composed that devotion. So in India, the devotional path that started along with Bhagavatam. Now, this word Bhagavatam, Bhaga, means the qualities, the attributes. From that Bhaga word, Bhagavan has come. Bhagavan means God. So, Bhaga means the qualities. 6 qualities. So what is the difference between ordinary human being and God? Scripture says that there are 6 differences, because God has these 6 qualities. In a Sanskrit couplet, they says, what is this Bhaga? Bhaga means qualities. Who has these qualities is called Bhagavan. So what are these 6 qualities? In a verse, Sanskrit verse, it says, Oisharjasya dharmasya viryasya jashasya sriyaha jnana vairagyayo shchaiva shannan bhagam iti ranam. This is 6 qualities. What is those? Oisharjasya, the wealth. Oisharjasya. Wealth means different types of wealth one should have. Dharmasya, the righteousness, the morality. Viryasya jasasya, the glory. Yasha is the glory. Then Sri. Sri means beauty. Then Jnana, the knowledge. then Vairagya, renunciation. All these 6, Aishwarjasya, Dharmasya, Viryasya, Yasasya, Shriyaha, Jnana, Vairagya. These are the 6 qualities make the difference between ordinary human being and God, according to Indian scripture. So from there the word Bhagavatam came. So Bhagavata means, the book is called Bhagavata, Bhagavatam. The Bhagavata refers to someone who has intense love for Bhagavana. So Bhagavana has 6 qualities, and who has intense love for Bhagavana, they are called Bhagavata. So from there, the Bhagavatam book has derived. So Bhagavatas, the great devotees of Bhagavana. And this book actually a kind of movement, Bhagavata Dharma. From this book developed a kind of movement, devotional movement, that is called Bhagavata Dharma. So Bhagavata Dharma or Bhagavatism was popular theistic movement that originated from Mathura. In India, there is a place, northern India, which is called Mathura. So it is connected with Mathura, originated in Mathura, and was centered on Bhagavana Vishnu or Vasudeva. So here is another, twist of language. So one is Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the father, and the son is called Vasudeva. So long. One is Vasudeva, son is called Vasudeva. So it is called Vasudeva Dharma. Or that means the son, the main thing is Vasudeva. The center figure in Bhagavata Dharma is Vasudeva. So this book, see, the difference between Vedas, where sacrifices are there, the principles are there, but here the central figure is anthropomorphic God, God with human form. So exactly we find in Bible. The Bible center figure is Jesus Christ. The anthropomorphic figure, human, the God with human form. Exactly in Bhagavatam, the Vasudeva, the main central character, is the human form, anthropomorphic form. So it obviously deviated from the sacrificial philosophy of the Karma Kanda of Vedas and obviously the Jnana Kanda of Upanishad. So that's why it is a completely parallel development. So it is called the 5th Veda. There are 4 Vedas. So this devotional scripture is called 5th Veda. Ultimately, by the passage of time, this Vasudeva Dharma, this Vasudeva slowly merged and integrated with Sri Krishna and connected with the Vaishnava tradition. So when in the beginning there was completely the Vasudeva connected with Vishnu, but afterwards, by the passage of time, it is connected with Sri Krishna, and Vasudeva became Sri Krishna. So the verse, very famous verse, is there in our worship. We use this verse, Vasudeva. In Bhagavad Gita, the main, the Gita Dhyana, it is that Vasudeva Sutam Devam. So here Krishna is coming. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita we find that Vasudeva Suta means son. Vasudeva Suta is Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita we find that Vasudeva is already integrated with Krishna. However, the concept of Vasudeva and Krishna were integrated into Vaishnavism, one of the finest literary products in the movement of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, Srimad Bhagavatam is considered a Mahapurana. It is Purana, one of the scriptural groups of India, and when compared with other Purana, it is the greatest one. That is what it is called Mahapurana. Although in the list of Mahapurana, the name of Bhagavatam is not there. There are 18 Mahapuranas according to the scripture. There are 18 Mahapuranas, but the name of Bhagavatam is not there. But still, as it is considered as 5 Vedas, the 5th Vedas, similarly, it is considered as Mahapurana. The primary purpose of this all-important work is to impart the glory of Bhagavan Krishna and emphasize the need to develop passionate devotion to him. The personality of Sri Krishna completely dominates the entire text of Bhagavatam. In the first 10th skandhas or sections of the Bhagavatam deal exclusively with the divine birth and deeds of Sri Krishna. In the first chapter we find the story of his birth, and in detail we find the 10th chapter, his birth in detail. Now Vyasa composed this. There is a story behind the composing of this Bhagavatam. So Vyasa, you find here is another kind of confusion. You can find Mahabharata. Who composed Mahabharata? Vyasa. All other commentaries, Vyasa. Who organized Vedas? Vyasa. That is why it is called Veda Vyasa. So all are Vyasa. In Indian philosophy, regarding the writing, organizing, everything, you can find the name of Vyasa is connected. Now one would question that are all Vyasas are the same? It is not. We don't know. The answer is we don't know. So, whether the Vyasa was the, some people, they take the name. So, whether the Vyasa was a kind of, they were taking name who were intellectuals connected with a spiritual, literary, they generally took the name of Vyasa, we don't know. Then whether the Vyasa was the degrees, like some doctor some XYZ. So whether the Vyasa was the degree, we don't know. But if we think about the time period, it is very difficult to accept that the same Vyasa was, composed everything. It is very difficult to accept in our logical mind in this particular scientific age. But we know the yogis, they could live for long years. I don't know. Maybe that is another possibility that Vyasas did it. However, everywhere we find the Vyasa. So Vyasa composed everything, Mahabharata and all other Puranas and all other ancient scriptures of India. But he was a little bit depressed. And the reason of his depression was expressed by Narada. Narada said, "You have not, O sage, described the transcendent glory of Vasudeva in an exhaustive manner, as you have done with regard to dharma and artha power." So, Bhagavad Gita, you can find the teachings of Sri Krishna. But where is the life of Sri Krishna? Birth and glory of Sri Krishna. Not such scripture was there before Bhagavatam. Then Vyasa asked this question. See, I can compose this Bhagavatam. But can you please tell me who are the eligible person to read Bhagavatam? Narada asked, why? Why are you asking this question? Then Vyasa said, it is so pure, it is so sacred that ordinary people cannot digest this book. Whoever will read this book, they must have the pure, extremely pure heart. They are the only eligible to read this book, because otherwise they will compare it with the normal human day-to-day life. Narada says, yes, I have the answer. Your son, who is born chaste, he is the eligible person. He can explain the Bhagavatam. Then Vyasa accepted. Yes, the Vyasa's son, Sukdeva, was born chaste. So he accepted that, and then he started composing this Bhagavatam, centering Krishna and glorifying Krishna, the birth of Krishna, etc., etc. So what was the real nature of Sri Krishna in Bhagavatam? According to Indian tradition, we find that everything is started with anthropomorphic figure. What is the trend of spirituality? The trend of spirituality, what is the first step? There is some parallel proceedings. If somebody asks, I want to become spiritual, so what is the practice? The practice is parallel, simple. First, you have to purify yourself. Purification is the important aspect. What is the purification? Purification, different scriptures we find different ways of purification, but the bottom line is simple one. Obviously the physical purification, but main thing is the mental purification. So mental purification, what are the mental purification? Desireless, chaste. If you can find in Vedanta or Veda, if you find in Tantra, if you find in Buddhism, if you find in Christianity, you find the purification principles are same everywhere. There is no difference of principles of purification. External purification, internal purification. What is the internal purification? Most important is the internal purification. Desirelessness, chaste, attitude of non-harming, ahimsa. That is one of the important aspect. And then truth, following the truth. That is one of the important aspect. So all these are important aspect. Don't stealing, non-stealing. So these are the important aspects of purification. And obviously the deeper level purification is also there. Deeper level purification, the mind. Control the mind. So parallelly, one is purification, another control the mind. Because mind is your friend and mind is your enemy. Everything what we do prompted by our mind. And this mind is also controlled by our intelligence. So, managing our mind and managing our intelligence is the other parallel line to become spiritual. So these are the two parallel lines we have to follow. And in Bhagavatam, we find that yes, these two parallel lines are there, but Bhagavatam is easier. The devotional path is easier. You know, when you climb or trek or, go to any mountain, there are two types of path you have to go. One is little bit flat. You can go going round. The path is long, but the trekking path, the path is long, but it is comparatively flat. You can go there. And another is there, you can climb straight. The path is very inclined, very steep, but it is shortcut. It is shortcut. So the bhakti path in spiritual life is long, but it is safe and it is easier. The path is flat and easier. Why? Why it is easier? It is easier because Swami Vivekananda very clearly mentioned it in Swami Vivekananda's Bhakti Yoga. He said that in all other yogas, you have to renounce something. As for example, in Jnana Yoga, you have to renounce this world, considering this world is illusory. In Karma Yoga, you have to renounce the authority or identification with the fruits of work. what you have done, the fruits is not yours. It is for everybody. So you have to renounce that one. In Raja Yoga, you have to renounce, you have to control, you have to renounce the desire, you have to control your mind. So control means some kind of tussle, some kind of war. The mind, our mind is not very controlled. It goes everywhere. So you have to bring that, and for bringing your mind in a right track, you have to renounce the other things. You have to put one focused thing to your mind. So this kind of renunciation is there. But in Bhakti Yoga, there is no renunciation. Why there is no renunciation? In Bhakti Yoga, you are working everything. You do not have to renounce your desire, because your desire is only one, that is to please God. You must have the desire. You have to only turn that desire to the right direction. You have the desire, that desire must be to get God, to see God, to serve God. That is the desire. What you are doing, what you are cooking, what you are doing office, what you are earning, everything you consider, you change your attitude and you just change your focus, that you are doing for God. Everything is not mine. I am the instrumental. I am only the caretaker, the attitude of caretaker. Everything is there. Your building, your property, your wealth, you are the caretaker. You are not the owner of that. The owner is God. So this kind of attitude, if you can see, that is the attitude of spirituality in bhakti. And this is easier. You do not have to renounce. You do not have to force anything. So this is the only thing you have to do. And it is our normal inclination of our mind to surrender, to love. You cannot eliminate love from your mind. If you wish, you cannot. So it is our intrinsic nature. From the moment we took birth, from there our love is there. You cannot increase your love, you cannot decrease your love. Love is constant, and love is uniform and universal. You do not say that your love is more, my love is less. The manifestation may be differ. Manifestation differ in various reasons, but the innate love is same and equal. However, if we have love, we can love. What we have in Bhakti Yoga, where in other yogas you have to renounce something, in Bhakti Yoga, what you have to enhance everything. That is the beauty of Bhakti Yoga. Where you are renouncing everything in all other yogas, in Bhakti Yoga, you are enhancing what you have. Enhance your love, enhance your dedication, enhance your desire, enhance everything. Nothing has to renounce. So that is why it is the spirituality of Bhagavatam is here. And now another speciality of Indian philosophy is this. So polytheism, the word, this is a technical word, polytheism. Poly means many, and theism means divinity or God. So polytheism means many god or goddesses. That means polytheism. In Indian philosophy, you can find there are many god and goddesses. innumerable god and goddesses. So obviously this is polytheism, but it is not exact polytheism. Why? Because in Indian philosophy, there is one Godhead, and all other god and goddesses are the expression, different degrees of expression from that one Godhead. So polytheism means all are different, innumerable god and goddesses. But one speciality of Indian theology is this: there is one central Godhead, and all are the different degrees of expression. Degrees means some are more divinity manifesting, some are lesser manifesting. This is the concept. So in Bhagavatam, there is, the first is the Vishnu, is the central figure, Vasudeva philosophy. Then it came to Sri Krishna. So if we find the ancient books or ancient different scriptures, we find Vishnu, Vasudeva Vishnu is this main central figure, and Sri Krishna was the expression of that Vishnu, Vasudeva. But when the Vaishnavism, it merged with Vaishnavism, especially of Bengal Vaishnavism, Sri Chaitanya movement, we can find that Sri Krishna became the central figure. So Sri Krishna was the main central figure, and all other Vasudeva Krishna are only a different manifestation of Sri Krishna. That we find. However, in the present context, Sri Krishna is the central figure. We consider that. So this is the background of spirituality of Bhagavatam. Now, Vasudeva, which is equivalent to Krishna, is the central object of the worship. What is that? The Bhagavatam as a Vaishnava Purana, the scripture of Vaishnava, the sect came from the Bhagavata Purana, is called Vaishnava. The whole Vaishnava movement, it is not only restricted to Bengal. We find in southern part of India, Ramanuja, then Madhva, all are Bhakti movement, and in different Vaishnava sect, Narayana, Vasudeva Narayana. So all these kind of sects are there, different sects. Vallabhacharya, Nimmarga. So there are different, lots of bhakti teachers are there. So there are different bhakti teachers are there. Now, this idea evident in the second chapter of Bhagavata. In the first chapter, I have explained that the 5 questions, there are 5 questions. The sages of Naimisharanya, that is the forest, they asked 5 questions to Suta. And these 5 questions is like this. It is in the first section of the first chapter. Bhagavatam is starting with these 5 questions. It is very clear, In Indian scriptures, if you find, they are all going to the conversation. It is not one-way traffic. It is called Sangbada. So Sangbada means dialogue, conversation. All the Indian scriptures are in the mode of conversation. The disciple is asking question and the master or teacher is giving the answer. So it is from the mode of question answer. All the Indian scriptures are like that. Bhagavatam is not different. The first chapter of Bhagavatam is starting with 5 simple questions. And if you go to the same questions, you can find these are not critical questions. These are very simple questions. See, the question is asking in this way, O Sutta, tell us, what was the purpose for which Bhagavana was born in Devaki as a son of Vasudeva? See, why? Why Bhagavana was born? Bhagavana could have born in different parents also. But why? If you ask this question, why Jesus was born as an immaculate child in the lap of Joseph and Mary? Why? He could have been born in other place. Why he was born there? You see, simple question, and there is an answer. The beauty is that you can find answer. It will not say, no, why you are asking question? Why you are raising finger against our scripture? Nothing. In scripture this question is raised, and in the scripture the answer is given. The next question, tell us, who are endowed with spiritual zeal about his noble and sportive action, of which sage have sung? Please tell us. Who are endowed with the spiritual zeal? Who got benefit out of this? Please tell us. Next question. Tell us about the incidents of the incarnations of Hari, wherein Hari means Krishna again, wherein manifested his sportive nature through his own mysterious power. That is the next question. Tell us about the incident. What are the incidents where he manifested his divine power in a sportive manner? These are the simple question. Then, he manifested his sportive nature through his own mysterious power. What superhuman acts did the Bhagavan perform along with Balarama, having adopted the mask of a human body? Tell me, what superhuman acts he did in the disguise of human form? So these are the 5 questions simply. An answer is given in the first chapter, in the first skanda. That is. So in the second chapter also, it is given that the worship, the idea is evident in the second section of the first skanda, that Bhagavana Vishnu was born in a full of sattvic background. It is given there that there are 3 types of Shakti of Yogamaya. One concept came in Bhagavatam, which is called Yogamaya. So Yogamaya has 3 Shakti or power, and those are Sattva, Tamas and Rajas. So Sattva is for enlightenment and peace, Rajas is passion and activity, and Tamas is darkness and inertia. So the Vasudeva is full of sattva. And again, with this power, what Bhagavana does, with this power, he creates, he sustains, and he destroys. This is another important power that only Bhagavan is having, not the ordinary human being. So creates this universe, sustains this universe, and destroys this universe. These are the three powers. One is Sattva, one is Rajas, and another is Tamas. The destroy is Tamas, sustains is Rajas, and creation is Sattva. So that is why, and accordingly, so people, imagination, people, accordingly there are three gods they create: Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. So these three gods. And then Lord Shiva is the Maheshwara. So in this, the Vishnu is the main divine sattva, it is said. So, according to this, you see, directly it is the polytheism, one supreme Godhead. If you remember this principle, you can find the story goes on like that. One supreme Godhead, and all are manifestations of the same Godhead in different degrees. So that is the main thing. But one concept is there in Bhagavatam: there is no moksha. In concept is liberation. So in Vedic tradition we find the liberation, but there is no liberation in bhakti, in devotion. They consider bhakti is superior to mukti. So they try to participate, the devotees try to participate in divine sport with God. That is the idea. So this is the thing, and the greatness of the incarnation of Krishna. So why they are promoting and centralize Krishna in Bhagavatam, and ultimately what is having. So everywhere we find in Bhagavatam the glorification of Sri Krishna, his birth, his act. His act is always glorified and expression of divinity. We find in Bible also, Jesus did a lot of miraculous things. So exactly in the same way we find that there are glorification and many divine expression in his deeds and acts. And supremacy of bhakti of Vasudeva. Then ultimately the story goes in Bhagavatam in that way. And then ultimately in the 12th chapter, 13th chapter, we find the gopis. The gopis came. The gopis are the girls, different girls. They were the girls, the milkmaid, they were the cowherd girls. So they came into the scene, and it is found that they were terribly passionately attracted towards Krishna. So the bhakti movement, bhakti is starting with passion, because we have passion, ordinary human being. I said nothing has to be renounced in bhakti. So in all other yogas, you have to renounce your passion. Passion, emotion doesn't have any place in spirituality. Neither passion nor emotion. Those are the obstacles in spirituality. But in Bhakti Yoga, in Bhagavatam, we find, especially in gopis, their attraction towards Krishna started with passion. And each gopis, they were attracted according to their own way towards Krishna. So it is started with passion, but slowly, Krishna taught them. It was actually, I think, quite a few years, 12 years or like that, Sri Krishna played with them, and ultimately Sri Krishna vanished. But Sri Krishna taught them, trained them slowly and directed them towards spirituality. If you see, we find Krishna was playing them, participated in divine sport, but suddenly vanished for quite a long time. So see, slowly, giving and withdrawing. So he trained their mind slowly. And when they were ready, then Sri Krishna gave them the ultimate teachings. What was the ultimate teachings? They had the experience of Advaita knowledge. They saw, and it was culminated in chapter 12, where the Rash is described. In the Rasha, they saw that all the 8 gopis were participating in the divine sport with Krishna, because Krishna fixed that particular date and time that he will come and he will participate with them in a divine sport. So they were ready for a long time. So they came, and ultimately they found only them. Slowly we find that they were seeing only one Krishna and none is there. And ultimately they found that there is no two, there is no individuality of gopis, there is only one Krishna. So this is a kind of oneness, existence of oneness they experienced. So it is started with God, anthropomorphic God, God with human form, with passion. It went slowly in different stages, and then ultimately it culminated with oneness, the knowledge of oneness. This is the whole trend of Bhagavatam. And we find the concept of Ishtadevata here. Here comes this spirituality. The spirituality comes here. So spirituality, how can we develop our spirituality from this episode? It is the steps. Bhagavatam actually showed us the steps of our spirituality. So, besides purification, when we are trained our mind, concentrate our mind to the focused one point, we may use our passion, we may use our emotion, we may use our love to focus one particular figure, which is our beloved. So, which to whom we can give our love, and ultimately this passion changes into oneness, and it will become oneness of existence. So that is the teachings of Bhagavatam. If we connect it with the concept of Ishtadevata, the chosen deity. Ishtadevata, Ishta means the desire, chosen, what I desire. Ishta means that, to whom shall I choose? A particular person to whom we choose or desire, that is called Ishta. And Devata is the divine figure. So Ishta Devata means chosen deity. So to whom I desire or whom I choose. So if we connect this concept, we have the passion, with whole passion, emotion and desire. If we try to connect ourselves with our chosen deity, and slowly we train our mind, first offering, we first have to ask in what happens. Generally, in the beginning, we do not want to give anything to anybody. We want to ask. So we expect love from others. We do not want to give love in the beginning. We first try to expect love from others. That is what we do. Prayer means asking. So we ask something from God. Our relation with God, based on passion, based on emotion in the beginning, and love. And this love is not for giving anything, but for asking. So by prayer, we ask from God anything. And then slowly, we develop the intimacy with God. And when we develop the intimacy and we find that yes, I can depend my God, then we start giving. When our love is intensified, when we feel we depend our God, then we start giving. Equivalent to human behavior. You can see, if we can find anybody, that is why Vyasadeva told that whoever will read this book must be very, very pure. Because unpure mind bring the principles down to the human relation. It is not that. So when we have some kind of experience and dependency on God, then we start giving, and that is worship. We give our emotion, we give our ego, we give everything to God. When we depend, when we love, we give things to our beloved only. So started giving, and that is worship. And after giving, we offer ourselves to God. First we start giving with things, then we offer ourselves fully, and that is called Sharanagati or Prapatti. So when we offer ourselves at the feet of God, this begins the oneness, identity. We do not leave, we do not want to be separated. So then oneness will come, and at the end we find there is no two entity, God and me. There is only one existence. And that is the, the flow of Bhagavatam. And if you can consider it with your chosen deity, you can find this kind of trend is actually we can establish in our spiritual life. That is the importance of bhakti. Do you have any question? Quick question. In Bible also you can find the same trend, and it has been emphasized again and again by Swami Vivekananda. Yes, please. Can you please loudly?
You said previously that we have to serve for the pleasure of God. So I was wondering, how do we know what pleases the God?
What?
What pleases the God?
What pleases the God?
What pleases the God? Okay. So that is why it is the scripture. The scripture helps us to give this kind of knowledge. In Bhagavad Gita, it is very clearly said that Patrang Pushpang Phalang Toyam. This is the beginning of the verse. So, whoever gives me with simple water, leaves, and whatever you have, I am pleased with that. But the main thing is give your heart. That is the main thing. We can only please. How can we please my beloved? Yes, definitely the presentation is good, but unless I give my heart to my beloved, my beloved will not be pleased. Exactly the same thing with God. I have to surrender myself, offer myself totally, without a tinge of ego. And the fun is this: you do not have to renounce anything, but the more you will proceed towards God, automatically the whole world will fall apart. If you have a beautiful shirt, you do not have any attachment with the inferior shirt. You will always become attached with the good one. So always we have the attachment and favorism with the higher thing. It is human mind. So we have to understand that God is the highest thing ever. And automatically we have to accept that. And all will fall apart. So this practice, this understanding that God is the one and only and the highest thing, to understand that, we have all these kind of spiritual practices. That's all. Any question? Yes.
In the bhakti path, you don't have to renounce, but do you have to suspend your doubts? Doubts. So in the age of science, or this age, it's hard to believe in a God. So if we would have to suspend.
Yeah, yes, and now, So, yes, that is why these books and scriptures. So, these books and scriptures will give you the support, they will enhance your belief. So, that is why all these scriptures are there. Our function is also that, to enhance your belief to the divine. All these, the scriptures, the spiritual world, this everything, all are helping us to enhance our belief, to enhance our confidence. That is the spirituality. And that is why there are different paths according to your, and all paths are not watertight compartment. You are free to move or mix match with any path. Okay, I think. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkham Apnuat Sarvastarotu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarva Sadbuddhimapnotu Sarva Sarvatranandatu Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuat Shantamucchete Bandhebhyo Muktaschanyan Vimochayet. May all be happy. May all enjoy good health. May all see happy events. May all be freed from miseries. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bondages. May the freed makes other free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied. For He being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. As usual, tea and coffee will be served from the Sardhananda Hall, which will be followed by Prasad Lanchan. You all are invited to join. Next, you know that successfully, by your help and by your cooperation and participation, successfully we have completed our 2 programs. So our next program will be 4th of July here in this hall, and 5th of July will be in the San Ramon. So different Swamis are coming. They will deliver talk on different subjects in this hall, 4th of July. But our main and central program will be on July 26th. That is the Indian classical musical concert. in Center for Performing Arts in San Jose. So I request you, this is for the first time actually, all these artists are together performing this in the Bay Area. So I request you all, and this is only our fundraising program. So I request you all, please propagate this information to your family, friends and acquaintances, and please buy ticket to attend this beautiful program. Thank you. So next week happens to be Mother's Day. So our topic will be Sri Ramakrishna's attitude as mother.